So here's a funny story. About 10 years ago, I decided that I wanted to get my whole life planned out in front of me, my whole next decade planned out. So I typed up this Google document and I wrote down all my goals. And I had all these things I thought I wanted to accomplish. At the time I was working for somebody and I thought, in 10 years, I want to be like the manager's manager at this store. And I want to have like this amount of articles written, or I want to do this and that. I don't even remember what was on the sheet. And I set up this program so that it would send back to me this goal list every few weeks, and I could look at it and make sure that I was accomplishing these things. And over a period of months, I found that every time I checked out this 10-year goal sheet, I wasn't accomplishing any of the things that I put out for myself. Like month after month, I wasn't really getting any closer. And I was starting to get discouraged. And then I realized that maybe goals don't work linearly. Maybe it's not as simple as just writing down what you want and then making it happen. That's part of it. That's part of like manifestation. That's part of seeing your dreams come true. But you have to have something that's a little bit more subtle than planning. It's not just about putting 10 years on a piece of paper and trying to hit those goals. A lot of times it's about how you are in the world, your way of being in the world. Sometimes it's not about necessarily planning everything strategically, having a logical, linear sequence. It's more about acting as you want to be perceived, acting as you want to show up, and then having the good things come to you. I know that sounds woo-woo, but here's the reality. When you wake up every day and you're operating from a place of already being in front of your goals, of understanding what your path is, you don't have to have a 10-year path. So for instance, let's say you want to be a movie director. You've always wanted to do Hollywood films. Well, you might have a 10-year goal to make a movie, and you want your 10-year goal is I want to work with Brad Pitt in a movie or whatever. But you can't necessarily make that happen by just writing it down. You make that happen by first saying, well, I want to be a movie director, but I don't have any experience making movies. And you start making YouTube videos. You start studying screenplays. You start doing writing. And over time, the way that you act creates the situation that results in the goals coming towards you. And over time, you'll see that things aren't linear. You'll see that opportunities open up for you because of the way that you talk to people, because of the circumstances that you experience. And then the things that happen are non-linear jumps. You'll get opportunities, things will come into your life that you didn't expect before, and the goals that you want for yourself don't necessarily take forever to accomplish. Sometimes it will happen faster than 10 years, but if you focus on just trying to accomplish things in a linear format, you'll get anxiety because you feel like you're not moving there fast enough. So the goal is for you to start acting as if you're already in the path of accomplishing the goals. Not focusing on the thing that's so far off, focusing on your day-to-day, understanding that when you present yourself to people, when you focus on your work in a more micro perspective, then the macro takes care of itself. And the 10-year goals will happen. It's not a matter of necessarily writing everything down and trying to hit a goal that's way off in the future. It's all about managing what your day-to-day is and watching the future come to you. See, I don't want to get too meta on you, but here's what I believe. I believe that you're not moving towards your future is moving towards you. It's almost like your future is a cloud that's all around you, and it moves at the speed of your intention. And when you intend for things to happen, they come into this cloud and then they present themselves to you. And so it's not as easy to plan as you might think. And people don't understand this. People assume that when you plan things, that's the way to make them happen. But it's really about acting as if they're already happening, stepping into that and seeing them present themselves and manifest themselves to you in real time. And so it's not always about necessarily making sure that they're written down, but making sure that they start here, they project there, and they show up here in the real world. That's how it works. That's what manifestation is. And that's why